The Scandalous and Shocking World of Lem Billings, 10 Unbelievable Facts. Lem Billings, known primarily for his close friendship with President John F. Kennedy, led a life that was as intriguing as it was controversial. From his private relationships to his behind-the-scenes influence, Billings' story is filled with scandalous, shocking, and downright fascinating episodes. This video delves into 10 of the most notable aspects of his life, shedding light on the man behind the headlines. Fact number 1. The Forbidden Love, Lem and JFK. Lem Billings' relationship with John F. Kennedy was more than just a friendship. Despite the era's conservative stance on homosexuality, Billings and Kennedy shared an intimate bond. Their connection began in the fall of 1933 at Choate Rosemary Hall, a prestigious boarding school, where Billings declared his love for Kennedy through a note. Surprisingly, JFK accepted Billings' feelings, albeit platonically, and their friendship endured. According to David Pitts, author of a book on their relationship, the pair was so close that they exchanged long letters during periods of separation. Billings even had his own bedroom in the White House, where he stayed while visiting the president. This unusual relationship lasted throughout Kennedy's life, with Billings often acting as an unofficial advisor and confidant. Their closeness sparked numerous rumors, including claims by author Jerry Oppenheimer that their relationship included friendship oral sex, with Kennedy always being the receiving partner. These stories highlight the complexities of male friendships in the 20th century. Number 2. The Keeper of Secrets, JFK's closest confidant. As JFK's confidant, Lem Billings was privy to some of the most sensitive and personal details of Kennedy's life. From political strategies to personal dilemmas, Billings' role was indispensable. One notable instance was during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, when Billings provided emotional support to the president. His loyalty was unwavering, and he often mediated disputes within the Kennedy family. This trust, however, came at a cost, as Billings often found himself embroiled in the scandalous activities of the Kennedy clan, protecting their secrets from the public eye. Number 3. The Shadow Advisor, Influence on Presidential Policies. Though officially unrecognized, Billings' influence over JFK's presidency was palpable, especially in matters of civil rights and social policies. Described by those within Kennedy's administration as a shadow advisor, Billings often advocated for progressive reforms. His liberal stance put him at odds with more conservative advisors but aligned closely with JFK's own evolving views, particularly in the realm of civil rights. Billings' push for JFK to support more aggressive civil rights legislation played a part in the administration's actions during pivotal moments, such as the integration of the University of Mississippi in 1962 and the development of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Billings' influence extended to personal advice and support, shaping Kennedy's responses to national crises and policy formulations. His role exemplified the power of personal connections and informal advisors who operate behind the scenes in Washington, D.C. Number 4. The Scandal of Lavender Marriage Proposals. Openly gay in a period when homosexuality was not only stigmatized but criminalized, Lem Billings faced societal pressures that would have overwhelmed many. Throughout his life, particularly during the peak of his public visibility in the 1950s and 1960s, he was approached with several proposals for lavender marriages, which were marriages in name only, designed to mask one's true sexual orientation. Despite the potential ease such arrangements might have brought him in navigating social and political circles, Billings rejected these proposals, choosing instead to live authentically. His decision to refuse lavender marriages and embrace his identity was both radical and risky, marking him as a pioneer among LGBTQ+ individuals during a time of pervasive discrimination and homophobia. Number 5. The Enigmatic Bachelor Rumors and Speculations. Lem Billings never married, a fact that spawned endless conjecture and colorful tales over the decades. Media outlets, particularly those entranced by the glamour and mystery of the Kennedy circle, were rife with speculation. Some suggested that Billings' bachelorhood was a cover for a hidden romantic involvement with a mysterious figure, whose identity he protected zealously. Others theorized darker, more secretive reasons, positing that his single status allowed him to engage in clandestine operations or controversial activities without familial risks. Despite the swirl of gossip, Billings presented himself with an unwavering grace, consistently eschewing any public comment on the rumors. His personal integrity and discreet demeanor only heightened his enigmatic reputation, making him a subject of intrigue and speculation well into his later years. Number 6. The tragic end, JFK assassination aftermath. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, was a profound shock to Lem Billings, marking a significant and sorrowful turning point in his life. Having been one of Kennedy's closest friends from their school days, Billings was deeply entwined with the Kennedy family and found himself at the heart of the grieving circle in the days following the tragedy. He provided quiet but constant support to the bereaved family, and his presence in the inner sanctum during this turbulent time was a testament to his loyalty and the depth of his bond with JFK. Overwhelmed by grief, Billings frequently visited Kennedy's grave at Arlington National Cemetery, reflecting on the personal and historical impact of their friendship. This period ushered in a more introspective and somber chapter in Billings' life, as he grappled with the immense void left by Kennedy's death. Number 7. The Hidden Diary Revelations Post-Mortem. Upon Lem Billings' death in 1981, a personal diary was found among his possessions, which revealed a treasure trove of private thoughts and reflections. The diary contained entries that spanned several decades, offering insights into his intimate feelings and day-to-day experiences. Notably, the diary disclosed Billings' personal struggles with his sexuality, a subject he had not publicly discussed, as well as his deep emotional attachment to John F. Kennedy. These posthumous revelations startled those who thought they knew him best, adding layers to the already complex image of Billings as both a public figure and a private individual. The diary entries painted a poignant picture of a man who lived much of his emotional life behind a veil of reticence, providing a rare window into his innermost thoughts and struggles. Number 8. The Untold Philanthropy, A Generous Heart. Kirk Lemoyne Lem Billings, while recognized for his close ties to the Kennedy family, was also a dedicated philanthropist whose charitable efforts were largely carried out away from the limelight. He often chose to donate anonymously, reflecting a genuine desire to contribute without seeking personal glory. His philanthropy spanned various sectors, including education, health, and the arts. Billings' financial and advisory support was instrumental in several Kennedy-led initiatives, such as special education programs and public health campaigns, showcasing his commitment to societal betterment. This aspect of his life was marked by a discreet yet profound impact, a stark contrast to the more sensational stories that often dominated his public persona. Number 9. The Artistic Soul, Passion for the Arts. Lem Billings' affinity for the arts was a defining feature of his character. He was particularly enamored with theater and literature, often seen in the company of playwrights and authors. His apartment was a cultural salon of sorts, where discussions on the latest plays and literary works were frequent. Billings believed strongly in the transformative power of the arts and actively supported theaters and libraries, occasionally sponsoring performances or funding publications. His influence was also felt in the White House. It is said that his conversations with JFK helped shape the administration's approach to arts funding, emphasizing the importance of cultural enrichment in American life. This commitment to the arts was not only a personal passion but also a legacy that influenced national cultural policies. Number 10. The Final Chapter, Billings' Last Years and Passing. In his later years, Lem Billings continued to maintain close relationships with the Kennedy family, even as he became more reflective and less involved in the bustling social and political scenes that had defined much of his life. He resided in a quiet, tastefully decorated apartment filled with personal mementos and artworks that reflected his lifelong passions for art and culture. Despite his advancing age, Billings remained intellectually engaged, often seen attending theater productions and participating in charitable events. Lem Billings passed away quietly in his sleep in 1981 at the age of 65. His death marked the end of an era for those who were close to him, particularly the Kennedy family, who mourned the loss of a beloved friend and confidant. In accordance with his wishes, his funeral was a private affair, attended by family and close friends who celebrated his life and contributions to their lives and the broader community.